Hi there, crafty friends. Welcome and thank you for joining me. My name is Melissa Miller. I am an independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator in Southern California, and today I wanted to make a couple quick and easy cards with you. I feel like it has been forever since I've done a video, and it has actually been quite a while. We've had quite a bit going on, but today we will use the Share a Milkshake stamp and die set. When I saw this, I just fell in love with it. I love doing cute little ice cream things like this. And this is a 12-piece die set. And we're going to be using quite a few of these dies. We've got the glass there. We've got the ice cream. I'm just going to pull out the dies that we're going to use today. And then we will also be using the Countryside Corners dies. This is brand new. This is in our new catalog that just started in May. I think it was May 2nd. And everyone should have received a copy of this if you have ordered from me in the past. If you did not receive a copy and you would like one, please send me an email to handmadehugsbymelissa@gmail.com. and I will get one out to you just as quickly as I can. But let's go ahead and get started. So I think I've got everything we need here. I've already got our stamps on the blocks, and because we are making 2 cards, this might take just a little bit longer. So let's see where we want to start. I think first we are going to ink blend our chocolate paper. Now, we've had a whole color refresh, and I was working in my craft room, and I got rid of a whole bunch of stuff, and Pecan Pie is a new color. So we are limited on our browns. We've got Early Espresso, we've got Pecan Pie. Is it pecan or is it pecan? I don't know. I think sometimes I say both. But we'll be using this stamp set to create this brown, but we're actually going to change up the color a little bit, but that's for our chocolate. I couldn't find a good brown for chocolate that I liked. So what I did was I took a piece of Crumb Cake. Let's see what we've got here. I've got pieces all over. I took a piece of Crumb Cake and I blended over it with the pecan pie, and I made my own brown, and I really liked this brown. It wasn't as dark as Early Espresso, and it was darker than our Crumb Cake paper, which is kind of like our craft, and it just gave me a really nice brown for chocolate. And we do not have to do a perfect job ink blending here because we are going to cut out the chocolate ice cream just from this color. And it gave me such a nice brown. I liked it better. So let's go ahead and do that. And like I've said, oh my God, there's been so much going on. We were gone for a little while. My husband got sick, and a week later, I caught it. I did test him, and he came back negative for COVID, but he was sick for 3 weeks. I got it in a week into his sickness, and then I was sick for 3 weeks. So it was just, we've been busy. And then I started cleaning the closet, doing spring cleaning. This is my favorite time of year. I'm kind of in summer mode, which is why I thought I would make some ice cream cards. And there's just been a lot going on, and I'm planning a trip. We are going back to Minnesota to visit my son and my mom. I'm taking her to Wisconsin while I'm there so she can visit some relatives, and we've just got a lot planned. It's going to be a very busy summer, at least until we get back to Minnesota. I have all sorts of stuff planned for us. Okay, so we've got that all ink blended. let's go ahead and work on our die cutting. Oh, we need to do some stamping first too. Sorry about that. Okay, we'll set that one aside. And let's do our stamping because I want to do our die cutting all at once. So we'll need these for die cutting. We are going to, here's our little one. Let's stamp our silver pieces and this one. Okay, so for my glass here, I wanted it to kind of appear like it was a glass, like you could almost, it was kind of shiny. So I'm using my Smoky Slate, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to stamp off because full ink on that was just a little bit darker than what I wanted. So let's go ahead and do that. Ink up this stamp, and we will stamp off. So there's one, and then here is the image we will use. And I just liked that a little bit better. It wasn't quite so dark. You can still see it, but it's not too dark. So let's also do our straw. So you get a couple options in here. You can do like the swirled straw, or you can do a straight straw. I opted to do the little swirled straw here. We are changing it up just a little bit from my sample. So let's go ahead and do that. We stamped off, and then we stamped our straw, and that was in Smoky Slate. Then I've got cherry cobbler for our little cherry here. So let's go ahead and trim this down because we're not going to use that. We can save that for something else if we want to. And we are going to stick all these dies right into the mini cut and emboss machine. It's just easier that way to do them all at once. So now we need a cherry, and I've got cherry cobbler. Just like that, and that little guy came out perfect. And I wanted to show you a little trick with this one. Okay, so I like to use I have a roll of painter's tape when I tape down my dies. So let's get these ready. Now for our cherry, there is a little hole in the die there. I think you can see that. There's a little hole right up here where the stem is. So what we're going to do is we are going to center the cherry, and then we are going to make sure that we see the red of the stem through that die. And that way we will know that the cherry is going to be cut out perfect. So center that die around the cherry, and then make sure that you see red. I will show you. I'm trying to do this from an odd angle. And then make sure that you see red in that little hole, and that will guarantee that your die is set up perfect. All right, so we've got this guy already. Let's go ahead and add our glass. We don't need a lot of tape on here. And I like this, I believe it's sensitive tape. What is this? This is frog tape. And it's just a little bit, yeah, see, it says it's for super delicate surface. And it comes off a little easier than, say, regular blue painter's tape. So now we'll just line up this one. And what I'm doing here is I just want to have a little bit of the glass on each side. So we'll just tape that down. Same thing with our straw. We can see right where that needs to go. I don't need that big of a piece. We can just line that straw up. Just like that. And then we also, at the same time, we are going to cut out our our bowl. I don't think we need tape on that one. And then we will also cut out our ice cream. So we will need chocolate for this one. Then we need a large chocolate one and a small chocolate one. So let's go ahead and see how we can get those fit on there. We'll just do those. And then we need, actually, I already did vanilla. I think I'm just going to show you how we do these. And we can bring in our mini cut and emboss. Let's get these all cut. And I like to do it this way. Sorry about that, because I can do them all at once. See, we're just going to lay these all down here, and we can get them all cut with one pass. At least most of them. I think we will do our chocolate ice cream on the next pass. There we go. What do we need? We need 1, 2, 3. That's correct. All right. Just put our plate on there. Run that through. And there we've got our pieces. They just come out of here really nicely. And because we used the sensitive tape, you won't damage your piece. It won't peel off any of your ink or anything like that. All right, here's the test. Here's our cherry. And that came out perfect. See, we lined up that little hole and it cut out our stem. It centered it and it's just perfect. So that's just a little trick. Anytime you see a little hole like that in one of your dies, that's so you can line it up. That's to help you. Okay, so let's go ahead and do our chocolate ice cream pieces. And my mini cut and emboss machine is well loved. I leave it on my desk and I use it all the time. There we go. Sorry about that. I know sometimes that can be a little loud when you're doing the die cutting machine. So here's our chocolate. Now I will have to step away and do the die cutting on the larger. We're going to do this card first. Let's do this one. So what I've got here is I've got a card base, A2 card base. We are going to go ahead and bring in our countryside corner dies. These are new and these are really neat for making frames. I just love them. We are going to use the largest one, and I did find for this one, I like to hold it to the paper with Post-it tape. It's just a little bit sturdier and it just seems to hold on just a little bit better. So what we do here is we're going to make this shaped card. This is a shaped card and we're just going to take this die, flip it over, and we can see we're just going to butt that die right up to the fold of the card. We do not want this edge to cut. So we're just going to line that up. We're going to take a piece of our Post-it tape and just fold that over. Just line it up. We don't want to cut into that fold. So now I am going to run this over to my big machine. Okay, so I was able to run that through. And you can see here, we're just going to peel that tape off of there. Get that tape off of there. And then we have a shaped card. And you can do that with any die that you have. It is so simple and it just kind of gives you a different look. Just something a little bit unique. And you've got your shaped card. So now let's do our our border. So my border here, I've already got it pre-cut, and we're switching over to Poppy Parade. This is our Poppy Parade. But what I did was I took my largest one that I used to cut my card base with, and then I took the next size, and we're going to line these up. We're going to kind of center them, and we're going to make a frame. So we're just going to eyeball it. It does not have to be perfect, because no matter what, it's going to fit on your card base, because your outside frame is what you cut your base out of. So I just taped those two together and ran them through my die cut machine just like that, and it gave me the frame for over here. So let's go ahead and start assembling. And we will also do that for our other card, for our regular card, but we will use the third and the second sizes. It'll go down just a little bit. So let's go ahead and add this. And I've got my Tombow adhesive in here, and you can tell which side is the front and which side is the back. So we're just going to put some glue on here, and it will fit on there perfect. There we go. And because we used our Tombow liquid glue, we can move it around. So that's perfect. And then because I do like a little bit of dimension for my centerpiece here, what I did was I took that same die and I cut out 3 and I stacked them because I want it just a little bit taller, and that's going to fit right in there, and that's going to give us more dimension. If you can see that, I really like having a lot of dimension on my cards, and these really did come together quickly. I wanted something that was easy. I'm in the summer mood, so I wanted to do ice cream. There we go. That's perfect. And then, just to give it a little accent, we're going to bring in that blending brush that we used to create our chocolate ice cream. And we're just going to very gently, I have to put that over there without knocking it over. We're just going to gently add a little bit of color back here, just to give it a little highlight. But don't add more ink to your brush, because we want it light. We want to keep it light. We don't want it too dark. And I think that's probably pretty good. So now we can start assembling our pieces. We've got our glass, we've got our ice cream, and actually for this one, and I've already pre-done my sentiment, I just try to make it a little simpler by pre-cutting some items sometimes. So you can see here that our ice cream has a little slot for the straw. So we're going to try to kind of hide that on the first 2 pieces. So let's do our chocolate here. We're going to figure out where we want that, and we're going to add a little bit of glue. We'll put a little bit there and a little bit there. And we're just going to put that right there. And I got ink. My pen leaked all over my fingers the other day. That was a little upsetting. It was my favorite pen, and I had to throw it away. So now we'll take our vanilla. And you can always see the cut lines. You can always tell which is front and which is back. And if you want to use the other side, so you don't see those cut lines, I just take my bone folder and I just smooth those lines out. So now we can add our vanilla over here. We'll just put a little bit more glue. And it doesn't have to be a lot because we are going to put dimensionals behind this. And this does need just a second to set up here because we're gluing to an ink blended piece of paper that may not be really dry yet. So now we can take our straw, and I actually did trim a little bit of it off because it was a little longer than I wanted. We'll put our straw through that little slot right there so it goes through our ice cream. We can add that right there. And we've got a lot of room to glue here. So that's perfect. These are so cute. Perfect for summertime. I'm already in summertime mode. I know that it is still spring, but I am in summertime mode. Spring and summertime are my favorite seasons. I don't know about you, but I just love it when the days are longer, the sun is shining, I can be outside more. All right, so now let's go ahead and add some dimensionals. Okay, so now we'll add our dimensionals, and I am going to use my dimensionals to hold these pieces together also. So you can put your dimensionals on there over the different pieces and they will stay in place. Just like that. And I'm going to use quite a few up here where the ice creams all meet up. There we go. I know it's probably more than I need, but I just want to make sure that it does not go anywhere. And then we're going to cut a little triangle out of the edge. We don't want to waste any dimensionals. And we have a little piece down there that needed some. And then I've got a strip already cut. I'm going to add that behind our straw to hold that straw up. Just like that. And then we can add that to our card front. Okay, so I got all those dimensionals off of there. We're going to add this, and we're just going to kind of eyeball it. I want sort of the same amount of space on each side of my ice cream, which is what I'm kind of going for here. Just like that. Perfect. And then we've got our sentiment. I am only going to use one dimensional on this. I'm going to put one right over here. And then we'll put a little bit of glue on our glass. Just like that. And that is one card done already. Oh my goodness, it is so fast. I just love these. I thought they were so cute. We'll add our embellishments at the end. So let's move on to our other card. So for this card, what I did here was I needed a background. I thought it was kind of plain with just, you know, the paper, not embossed. So I used, you've seen me do this before, I used our brick and mortar 3D embossing folder. But the thing is, this is retired and they have replaced it with the exposed brick 3D embossing folder, which I do not have yet. So that is what I will link to in the description, is the new one. But it will look just as nice. Yeah, I'm sure it will. So I took my paper and I spritzed it, and then I ran it through the embossing folder, the die cut machine, and I got my brick pattern there. And this is cut to 4 and 5 1/4. I did the same thing here with my cherry cobbler. To get my frame, I took the second and third frames and I taped those together and then cut out my frame just like that. That was super easy. And then I used some of our foam adhesive strips on the back because I wanted it to stand up. I wanted some dimension on there. There's our pieces. So I did that. So let's go ahead and attach our frame. I feel like I'm a little out of it today. It's been a while since I've done a video and I feel like I'm a kind of a hot mess. I don't mean to be, but that's how I feel. My goodness. I am so looking forward to our trip to go see my son and my mom. I was born in Minnesota. I used to go back every year, but then COVID hit and I haven't been back in quite a few years. So it'll be nice. And my husband has never gone back with me. He has always had to stay home and work, but he is going with me this year and it will be so much fun. Okay, so we're going to place this on here, and what I'm doing is I'm looking at the top bricks and I'm looking at the bottom bricks and the sides, and I'm just trying to center that. I think that's probably pretty good. There we go. So now we can put together our little cup of ice cream here. And what I did was, we're going to bring in some more dimensionals. I already had one done, but I think I like the one we just did a little bit better. I am going to kind of butt this up. I'm going to put a dimensional. I need 2 dimensionals. I'm going to flip this over and I'm going to butt it up just like that. You can center it and just butt the 2 pieces together. And then we will take our dimensional and we will put that right on the edges, and that will hold these 2 pieces together. Just like that. That will hold those together. And then we've got a starting point for our ice cream. So let's get another dimensional or 2 on our fingers. And we can see where we want that scoop of vanilla ice cream. I will have all items and colors listed and linked in the description below. And then we're going to do the same thing. We are going to attach that ice cream, the 2 different ice creams with the dimensional so they stay in place. Then we can take our little bit of chocolate and we can attach that. And for this one, I did use a half of a dimensional. So we will cut one of these in half. Just like that. And we can use that right in there, and that will hold those 2 together. And there we go. We have, I think I want that down a little bit lower. There we go. Just like that. Everything is all attached. So now we can look at this and we can say, okay, where do I want this on that side? I'm going to put it on the left. I'm going to put my sentiment over here, and we can see where this should go. So now we can take, well, let's add a couple more dimensionals on the base. We'll put another one in the middle just to hold that together. We'll put one down here. And then I'm going to cut up my dimensionals and use another triangle on the base of that little dish, just like that. And then we can go ahead and remove those and attach our ice cream, our dish and our ice cream. So now that our ice cream is attached, we can attach our sentiment. I pre-stamped that. You're the cherry on top. I've already got dimensionals on the back. Uh-oh, they're sticking. They don't want to come off. There we go. And then we can simply attach that right there. Perfect. Now all we need to do here is just attach our little cherry. So what I did for my cherry, I just took a small, I'm using like a quarter piece of dimensional. I'm just cutting the top off, and we are going to put that on the top of our cherry. Right there. I just put that on the top by the stem. Then we can take our glue, because we want to make sure it doesn't come off. We can take our glue, put a little dot at the base of the cherry, and then attach this. You know what? And I will use my tweezers. So there we go, right there, just like that. And that's perfect. Now we can attach this to our card base. I've got my card base, 4 1/4 by 5 1/2. And what I did here was I like dimension. So instead of adding dimensionals all to the back, I've been using fun foam that you can buy at your craft store, or actually I got these on Amazon. And I think by the time I'm done, it's pennies per card by the time I get them all cut up. So I've gone ahead and I've put some tear and tape on the back of both sides. I will attach this to my card panel, and it's just so much more economical than using a half a pack of dimensionals. So I've been doing that because I like my cards to stand up. So let's just tear these off of here. We can add this to our card base. Perfect. And now all we need to do is add our embellishments. That was so quick. I just love this stamp set. So for the shaped card, I used our new adhesive backed solid gems, and these are our new in colors. So this is our Pecan Pie, this is Boho Blue, and let me look. Oh goodness, I'm not sure what the yellow is. It's not Wild Wheat. I'm not sure what that one is. And I don't think it says on the back. It doesn't list the colors. But I know it's for our new in colors. There's so many things that happened. Oh my gosh, I feel like I'm so out of it. I just feel like a hot mess. We had our color refresh. We had our new in colors. There's so much going on. I will try to make some posts for that. Let's see how we did that. Oh, I have in my sample, I have one down here. I have one down here. And then I've just been so out of it. You know, we were sick, and then I just didn't feel like doing anything. I just feel like a super hot mess today. And we'll put another one up here. And then another one over here. Isn't that cute? That's perfect for a kid's card. Actually, it's perfect for anybody. I just love that. So then for this card, what I used were some of our pearls, our basic pearls. I took our basic pearls and I just colored them with my dark cherry cobbler alcohol blend. And we're going to go ahead and add some of those. And I've just scattered them. If you have any questions at all, or anything, if you need a catalog, any questions, please send me an email, handmadehugsbymelissa@gmail.com. I am definitely going to be better about posting videos. We just had a weird couple months going on there. Oops. So let's see, let's put one right there. And then how about a little one right up there? Perfect. And that's it. We are all done with our cards for today. These are so easy. Everything will be listed and linked in my description below. I hope you enjoyed this video. Please give me a thumbs up. Please share. Please leave me a comment. I do read all comments. And I will see you next time. Thank you. Bye-bye.